Okay, so we're going to talk about data sources. What do I mean by data sources that are local? I am moving to my the website that I like to share, and with you some of data sources. So these are resources, health resources, and health in the news. I want you to, part of your poster project and any project that you ever have with me in any public health class, one of the big things is that you need to pull data that's local, or you need to pull data that's relevant to the issue. You can't just use national data because things are very particular for our area or the area that you're looking at. So here's some of my favorite ones, okay? So here, this is called the California County Health Rankings, and it is by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. And what's really cool is that you can go to, data was just released 2018, and you can select a state. I'm selecting California, and then, well, we're in California, but you can select a county. So let's look at Kern. Let's see how Kern's doing overall. This is great because you can see how we're doing. Well, we're not doing very well. Out of 57, we're ranked 52 for our health outcomes. But what you can drill is you can actually drill down and see data local for Kern County. So look at this. Here's adult obesity. If you look at this, you can see that we're at 32%, and California, or more like the United States, is at 26 and 23%. You can even pull this graph. See this? And you can put this in your poster presentation or in your presentation. You can use this, make sure though you source it. But this goes on for different areas like sexually transmitted diseases. This is a big one. You'll see that Kern County is really struggling with this. Out of all the counties, we can see that we're here at 695.3 per 100,000. That's how many people have an STI. So you can see that our rates are higher. Rates are really good because in that way you can compare rates. Percentages are more difficult because, well, percentages could be, 5% or 20% of a population of 100, and you can't compare percentages to other populations, but rates you can because it's per a number, like per 100,000 or per 1,000. Okay, so rates are definitely more powerful. So you can see that because we're using a rate, a population rate, we can compare. And Kern County has some of the worst STIs, if not the worst, in California. So let's look at this. How are we rated in STIs? And you can see Kern is in here. Where's Kern at? So Marin's got some, these are overall health outcomes. So let's get back to comparing and looking at Kern County again. As by drilling out, I went out. So let's look at Kern. And so then you could start to drill down. So each one of these are hyperlinked. Look at diabetes monitoring. So we're starting to stay more on top of that. When you see it's green, that means we're doing better. Children in poverty, we have a high poverty rate. But you can also start to see and drill down here and get data that's local. Another place that I like to look at is called kids data. So kids data is really interesting because you can pull up Kern, and what it does is it pulls all these different data sources, and you can pull it by region. So let's look at Kern County. And you can put issues in there. You can look at safety for children, special needs, emotional behavior outcomes, environmental health. So let's click on that one. So we see water quality violations. We've had 1,533 in California. In Kern County, we've had 201. This is something to be concerned about. Here's our air quality days. Here's our particular matter days, and you can use this for your data to get Kern County data. So what's another one of my other favorite sources is something called healthykern.org. Healthykern.org, you can actually drill down on data, and you can put in things like asthma, and then you can actually see adults with asthma, and you can enter it in by county and by areas, and you can actually see how we're doing a barometer reading on health issues. So let me go back to my site again. So I have all these listed here so you can find them. You can get STD data for state and for Kern County. You can get toxic stress information. You can get diabetes. So all of these are here. A report card on how we're doing. And then let's see here. So each of these is something that you can drill down on. And I'm also going to encourage you to go out to other sites to pull in data, but try to get some local data. That's what I mean by local data. And why this is relevant is part of your poster presentation project. I'm asking that you have data references, and I want to put in there, stress local data. You can't just put national data. You need to have local data. And for the hackathon, you're going to be asked to pull local data too. So this is information that you need for public health in general. Is we don't want national data only. We like national data, compare it to other states and to other areas. Or we like California data to compare what's happening in Kern to California. But you need to pull in local data, okay? So I want to stress that, and that was like a little how-to on how to do that.